Give me a moment here. I'm going to see if my mic is working, and then we'll get right to the weather briefing. All right, so it seems to be working. So tomorrow we have an enhanced risk of severe weather. This is very large enhanced risk here. Now we are looking at a potential moderate. Let me get the cities up here for today's briefing. So this enhanced risk, which is the highest risk we currently have, does include Jackson, Mississippi. Ooh, that's bad. Oops. Does include the Alexandria, Lake Charles, Jackson, Mississippi, Greenwood, Mississippi, and unfortunately, we are looking at a potential moderate risk over in this area that could include Alexandria and Jackson. Because looking at the weather models, there's going to be like a line of storms going. There's going to be just a big line of storms over on this area right here, and that usually isn't good. Now, it doesn't seem like my marker is showing up on the screen, but I'm sure we can fix that with the game capture. Um, Hopefully this works. Let me just test that. Um, it should. Oh no, it shouldn't because I didn't even. All right, stretch the screen. Uh, yeah, that should work. And it still doesn't seem to be working here. Um, this time it might. Just like over here. All right, let me turn my microphone a bit up. Uh, it's kind of quiet right now. But I do know that we do have a potential chance for a moderate risk over here. Um, Anywhere between Greenwood and Jackson. Alec, okay, that is too loud. Um, Now this moderate risk, we could be getting, and with this, they have very high hopes or very high confidence for tomorrow, since there is already a 10% and it is hatched. So this does include some large areas that we have covered on this channel before. This does include a tiny sliver. This does include a small sliver of Texas, but that doesn't really, it's not really Texas. So this is basically what we saw on um, Thursday, yesterday, but it's more centered over here towards Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Now, I do know that if we do get a moderate risk, it'll probably be over here, um, probably including Jackson, and it could be possibly a 15%. But I don't really know. But I'd say if they can upgrade the hail risk, that should be a moderate. Now, looking at our current weather, we have one severe thunderstorm warning that barely includes, uh, or doesn't include Mobile, Alabama. This includes Daphne, Spanish Fort, Robertsdale, Silver Hill, Loxley and Stapleton, and that's really all there. Now, on to today's risk, this is a 2%, very tiny area. Our day 3 risk is centered up here. We might get an enhanced risk, so this is going to be a very large day of severe weather. So the trend of severe weather, not including today, I guess it could be. So it's went from over here, now it's transferring over here, and then tomorrow it's gonna, or not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. So it went over here, and it's gonna make this big loop and go over here within the next 3 days, which that's a very short time. So the past few days we have had a lot of severe weather. Today we had a few confirmed tornadoes, but that's honestly not too bad. But tomorrow is going to be a very significant day. It's going to be a very, very action-packed day, as tornadoes happen all the time. But we're looking at EF2 or higher tornadoes, and if we look at the weather models over here, which this is usually what forecasters look at. They look at a lot of things. Just taking a look at Cape. This is the current Cape, this surface Cape. I'll get it up. So where this water spout is over here in this high area of Cape. But it's right here in this area. And you know that moisture is feeding up. We go to dew point. More moisture is feeding up. Let's see, this is very low dew point. Well, not really. And then look at this. This, I'm pretty sure, I'm not that connected into this part of weather. I just like, it's kind of a hobby. Oops. And, you know, to inform people. But if we just go ahead and take a look, I'm pretty sure this right here is the cause. I'm pretty sure it's a dry line. I don't have too much information on that. I just have information on how to read models. Now, let's look at the temperatures. Yeah, this matches up with dew point right there. Look at the surface cape. Look at all that cape in the ocean. Some of that could feed up here, I'm pretty sure. I'm not really, don't mark my words on that. Now, if we go to our weather models, we can just go ahead and use the HRRR 48 hour for this one. If we go ahead and go to tomorrow at 12 p.m. and we go to reflectivity, look at all of this. So this goes from Dallas to Little Rock. This right here on the weather model is what we are really looking at. So this is when it kind of kicks off. You know, look at all these hailstorms. So if we go ahead and just look at our cape, as you could see, but if we look at our reflectivity and we just skip forward, as you can see, it's all these supercells. Look at all these supercells, guys. So this is going to be very significant, but that's just damaging winds. This is widespread damaging winds. The thing that we're looking at for the strong tornadoes is look on the radar. Look, these are hooking on a model, which we see a lot. But if you go ahead and just look, all of these, all of these little supercells that we would see, these are all capable of producing a tornado. Like, it does not matter what the storm looks like. Like, you can tell if it's going to be strong off the structure and stuff, but it's mostly what does it look on, how significant does it look? And then we have a possible widespread wind event over here in Meridian. Um, so we're definitely going to be getting a lot of wind damage reports, mostly from this line. We skip to 2 p.m. This starts to scatter out a bit. There's more cells developing. This is something right here. Jackson. Okay, so they're getting this is like they're getting destroyed. Um, according to the model is like destroying them right now. But look at all these cells right here. A lot of these will die off. They can either merge and die, or some can pop off pretty well. But if we move to 3 p.m. tomorrow, this entire line just goes ahead and it just wipes through here. As we still have these cells that are capable of producing a tornado, we then have this big conga line right here, and then we also have this big line ahead of these that could also produce some tornadoes in Birmingham, Montgomery, Huntsville, Monroeville, in Alabama. Now, if we skip to 4 p.m., this line right here gets very large, extremely bad right here. And this is going to sweep through, um, and more cells in these little bunches will form. But if we can get an isolated cell, we can get a tornado on the ground. That would be very strong. And this line spans from Texas all the way to Kentucky and Illinois. So, and then if we go to 7 p.m., this thing is crazy. The hail on this. I never thought we'd see this in December. If you look at our lightning, everything pretty much matches up. Look at storm relative helicity. Holy cow, bro. um, yeah, this is mostly just looking at some crazy. So if you look at the 10 millibar wind, the max wind, this matches up pretty good. Look at the temperature. It kind of follows that line a bit. Look at the dew point. It follows that line a bit. Isn't that a dry line? And if we look at the let's just look at this one. Holy cow, this one is dead. Look at the GFS. Let's look at the absolute vorticity. Tomorrow 1. Yeah, so look, this is like the line. Now this isn't too detailed, as you can see, but this is basically just a blend. And look at the vorticity. This is just stuck at 1, according to my screen. Tupelo just got a nuke. Oh my gosh. If we look at the GFS high res, a bit more detailed. I typically don't use the GFS for this reason. The HRRR though, the HRRR goes out a few days. Today's the 27th, so if we just go ahead and go to 4 a.m. 1 p.m. So these are gonna start around lunchtime. This is not looking good tomorrow. This has the chance to produce some long track EF2 or higher tornadoes. So go ahead and tune into the live stream. Guys, tomorrow. I will probably start around 1, and we will go pretty much. Let me see how long we got to go for now. We'll have to go probably around 8 again. I got stuff to do. So let's just look at, the 48-hour, 8 p.m. This thing is still going. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the NAMP. This is 8 p.m. If we go to 11 p.m., this thing is still going. And sales are still going in Montgomery, Alabama. Heading all towards you. Look at this. Look at all these cells, dude. All of these. Some have hooks. This one near Greensboro. So I'd say if you were anywhere within this categorical outlook, you need to be taking your precautions if you get under a severe thunderstorm warning. Because even without the tornado, in your severe thunderstorm warning, there's still a chance that these winds can destroy property. And if we just look at 8 p.m., this is peak inside of the enhanced risk. But if we look at we look at 12, we look at lunchtime. This is going to be the time that I'll probably start my live stream, because we're probably going to get multiple tornado warnings. And if we go all the way to, 3, look at all these isolated cells moving into the enhanced, probably to be moderate risk. This is going to be crazy, y'all. Make sure to tune into the live stream. This will be a significant day that we are looking at tomorrow. I will be live either between 12, 1 or 2, probably 1:30, because the isolated cells are mostly going to peak at around 3, so I might even go live at 2 or 3. I'll have to decide when I forecast, by myself. So I will see you guys tomorrow, whatever time I go live. Just make sure to stay tuned, and this is going to be a